to Moesha.
Oh, Moesha, not another piercing.
Do you have a problem with that? She's crazy. Next, Moesha.
Monday night at 6 on Charlotte's WB.
The numbers are in. 15 years. Ford outselling the competition. Numbers are 0% financing on the 2002 Ford Focus. Number 1 in its class. The most interior room. 100,000 miles extended service plan. 0% financing plus extended service. Numbers are in at your Carolina Ford dealer. 0% financing on the 2002 Focus.
Welcome to the new WB Sunday. You're just 1 hour away from an all-new night of comedy. But first, Ripley's Believe It or Not. Twisted chamber of horrors where the living are learning from the dead. By day, he's a pharmacist. By night, Matt the Tube Crowley pumps his own stomach.
The best part of it is watching people's reactions.
Jenny the dog doesn't chase cats, she rescues them, saving hundreds of stranded felines from adversity.
That's the amazing part about this dog. It actually looks for cats that need saving.
They may look like ordinary paintings, but this artist doesn't use a brush. She uses her breasts. Daredevil Robert Gallup's been shackled, bagged, and caged. Now, he's about to be thrown from a plane.
I create an impossible scenario and force myself to escape it in real time.
Unbelievable? Believe it. On Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Welcome to Ripley's, where you expect to see the truly unbelievable. And once again, you will not be disappointed. It's called the Death Dive, and only one man has ever tried to demonstrate this escape, attempting it only one time. You're about to see why.
What you're about to see is no illusion. With his hands and feet in shackles, Robert Gallup, one of the premier escape artists in the country, will be sealed in a mailbag, locked in a cage, and thrown from an airplane. If he can't get out in time, the results will be catastrophic. Robert's inspiration for his endless adventures is escape artist Harry Houdini.
He would, chain and handcuff himself and jump off of bridges. He'd escape from handcuffs and locks and shackles. And I thought, if he were alive today, what would he do?
So when it came time to plan his next exploit, Robert let his imagination run wild. He came up with the Death Dive, a bold, free-fall endeavor that cannot be faked. One wrong move, and...
The things that most concern me about the Death Dive are not the things that I know and that I've already trained for. It's the things that I couldn't possibly have foreseen.
Dreaming up this fantastic escape was one thing. To get to this point took nearly a year of intense research and planning.
The first thing I had to do to prepare for this was learn how to skydive.
They would throw me out of the plane and they would purposely make me tumble in all sorts of ridiculous gyrations and get myself stable because timing is going to be extremely critical.
The cell itself was another problem. It took 6 attempts before designers finally came up with one that would remain stable during freefall. Then there was the matter of getting out of the shackles on his hands and feet. Robert had to become an expert at picking locks.
For this portion of the escape, I have to get out of the handcuffs in just under 12 seconds. Of course, I still have to get out of leg manacles, mailbag, and the jail cell.
Perhaps the most crucial detail is timing. Robert will gauge his altitude with an altimeter on his wrist. He must get out of the locks, mailbag, and cell with enough time left over to put on and deploy his parachute at 3,500 feet.
I wanted to create something that was spectacular, something that's never been done before, something that's never even been thought of before.
Robert is just minutes away from putting all of his physical and mental preparation to the test. The plane takes off and in a few minutes nears the drop zone at 18,000 feet. It's time for Robert to get chained and cuffed. A police officer verifies that the cuffs are real and in working order. Robert is put into the mailbag and the cell door is locked. The pilot has opened the giant cargo door. It's time for Robert to face the most crucial moment of his life. Robert has just 60 seconds to escape. After 15 seconds, Robert is still struggling to get out of the bag. With 30 seconds left, he finally gets it open, but something is very wrong. He doesn't know it, but a vacuum created inside the cell has caused his altimeter to malfunction. Robert has no idea how close he is to plunging into the ground. 10 seconds. He's picked the lock on the cell door, but he still has to retrieve and fasten the parachute to his chest. Time has run out. Robert is falling at a rate of 180 feet per second, and he's less than 1,100 feet above the ground, way below the safety zone. He still has to stabilize himself before he can pull his ripcord, or it may get tangled. Every second is crucial. Even if he had a backup chute, he'd have no time to deploy it.
I look over my shoulder just in time to see the cage auguring into the desert floor. And man, a sigh of relief, excitement, exuberation. I was so stoked. The reality was, I was 5 seconds away from impact.
Robert hasn't decided if he'll try another extreme escape. He does, however, know one thing about this last one.
If I were a cat, I'd definitely use one of my lives. There's no way I'd do this again.
When you're laid to eternal rest, it's supposed to be forever.
But if you're required to pay rent for a cemetery plot and then you get evicted, well, there's only one place left for you to rest in peace. The Mummy Museum. This French doctor died of unknown causes. This female died after being hung. More than 100 years after their deaths, these are modern-day mummies. And there's only one place on Earth you can see them. Thousands of tourists flock to Guanajuato, Mexico to visit the Museum of Mummies. Inside the dimly lit museum, visitors get an intimate look at the untouched remains of 108 forgotten residents.
Some of these bodies they have in good condition.
Carlos Martinez is the keeper of the corpses and knows each of their stories.
This is a special thing in knowing all the places they have mummies like this. That's why the people they come to see these bodies.
Through a twist of nature, these bodies were preserved in their graves, mysteriously mummified, leaving the scientific community baffled. And the way they were discovered is nearly as bizarre as the incredible natural phenomenon itself. In 1860, Guanajuato opened a public cemetery. Because of limited space, plots were rented.
The government gave to the family 5 years to pay for the tomb.
If they didn't, the graves were opened and the bodies were taken out. Gravediggers exhumed the first mummy in 1865. It was a visiting French doctor named Leroy Remesio, and they were stunned at what they found. After 5 years in the ground, hair still remained on his head, and his skin clung to his bones. Scientists believe the region's limey, clay-like terrain and warm, dry conditions lead to the nearly perfectly preserved remains. In many cases, the natural mummification also captured the story of their deaths. One corpse clearly carries the marks of a noose that once hung around her neck. No one knows if this was suicide or murder. Another corpse reveals a gunshot wound. All evidence suggests that this golf ball-sized tumor was the cause of death for this unlucky woman. But the most terrifying tale of all may be this one, a woman buried alive. The preserved body clearly shows signs of her struggle to save her life. She is known simply as Ignacia.
The reason is because that woman, she suffered epilepsy attacks. Her family, they trust, and she was dead, and she was buried.
When corpses are laid to rest, their arms are crossed over their chest. But when Ignacia's casket was opened, her arms were found pressed to her face, her fingers interlocked. One arm is in her mouth as she tried to comfort her cries. Her knees are bent from kicking at the coffin.
She woke up in the tomb. She tried to get up, but she couldn't.
It's just one of the horrifying tales that draws thousands of visitors here every year. We'll be right back.
Next. A 1,000-degree inferno nearly vaporized him.
I want to fill my lens with fire.
The cameraman who takes on the world's most dangerous wildfires.
The fire seems alive.
Plus, why one supermarket's trading in shopping carts for a roller coaster? And the artist using her body parts as a paintbrush on Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Ripley's Believe It or Not is brought to you in part by Radio Shack.
Radio Shack, your RC headquarters. For cool lowriders that bounce and hop. Wild machines that transform before your eyes. Off-road monster 4x4s. Ultra-fast speed demons. Or the Ultra Orb from the Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius movie. Blasting into theaters this Christmas. Get the wheels every kid wants. Batteries sold separately at your RC headquarters. Radio Shack.
He's our best.
Where'd you learn to shoot? Boy Scout, sir.
Sent undercover in the most dangerous situations.
What is your connection? I have no connection.
Now, he's in trouble.
Tom Bishop's been arrested for espionage.
And the game,
I'm getting him out.
Is
we got zero room for error.
On.
Get out of the way! 6 minutes. Look, I know what I'm doing. 6 minutes. 30 seconds. Get out now.
Spy Game. Rated R. At theaters Wednesday.
Every company sponsors a race car. A great way to get your name out to the public. Problem is, these other guys drive so fast, you can't see the logo. Now, my way's perfect for getting some attention. Of course, there's always somebody trying to outdo you. Show off!
Road leader. Only for Nintendo GameCube. Rated T15.
Amazing stories and unbelievable people. Ripley's Believe It or Not.
There was a bear named Smokey who taught us not to play with fire. Well, now there's a shutterbug named Scott who makes a living sticking his camera right into the flames. And this firebug's unbelievable pictures are burning up the evening news.
He's called a fire chaser.
I like to see how fire works. It seems like it may be alive.
But chasing fires has nearly burned him alive.
I've been so close that heat is actually singeing hair off my arms. God forbid, I'm going to be stuck in the middle of a canyon with fire everywhere and no way to get out.
Scott Meadows is used to dueling with deadly wildfires. But while shooting this footage, the freelance videographer almost lost his life. Scott's fascination with flames began years ago after his father, a natural disaster photographer, took him to his first fire when he was just 15 years old.
So he grabbed the video camera and we took off, and it was exciting. Firefighters running up and down the street with hose lines, and I made a fair amount of money selling it to TV stations, and I got pretty hooked.
But even more appealing than the money, fire chasers like Scott live for the adrenaline-pumping thrill of capturing these wildfires on camera. And once inside the inferno, conditions can change in an instant. Mike Conway, a fire chaser from Lake Tahoe, Nevada, narrowly escaped with his life as his news camera rolled. Taking cover in the back of a pickup truck, winds shifted, sending a scalding cascade of flames across his body. Mike was lucky to be alive, suffering severe burns to his hands and face. The heat was so intense it burned lettering from his t-shirt onto his fireproof jacket. Mike's frightening brush with death serves as an ominous reminder to other fire chasers like Scott.
It's dangerous. It really gets your heart pounding when you get up to a big blaze.
In October of 1996, Scott heard a frantic call on his scanner. A brush fire had broken out on the bone-dry hillsides of Malibu, California.
I didn't even hesitate. I knew it was going to be a big fire.
Scott followed several fire engines into the blaze, but soon the thick smoke separated him from his escort, and he was surrounded by flames.
I'd be driving down a road with fire on both sides of me, in front of me, under me, above me, hot embers hitting the hood of my car, bouncing off the windshield.
Alone, deep in the canyon, Scott pulled over to shoot some video. He was greeted with a wave of intense heat. A wall of flame was roaring up the ravine.
I got back in the car as fast as I could, put it in the gear, and floored it.
About 150 yards up the road, Scott stopped, grabbed his camera, and looked back.
I was parked right next to the telephone pole and sign, and completely engulfed the whole area. And it was blowing halfway across the road. And if I had still been parked there and out of the car, I would have been dead.
Shaken but not deterred, Scott continued his hunt for the perfect video. But minutes later, the out-of-control inferno struck again. He was suddenly engulfed in a blizzard of red-hot embers.
I tried to make it back into my car because it was pretty hard to breathe. There was a lot of heat and a lot of smoke.
Disoriented and blinded by the firestorm, Scott felt the wind sending another wave of searing embers whipping around him.
That wave started to hit me, and I turned around, and it was thick. The camera was pointed at the ground, and the ground disappeared below me.
Then, as quickly as the firestorm attacked, the flames moved on. Miraculously, Scott was uninjured, able to escape the burning canyon. And even though these incredible images could have cost him his life, Scott refuses to give up his fire-chasing quest.
There's never been a time when I've been in a situation that I've been so scared that I even thought for a second that I wouldn't do it anymore. It's a passion, and I can't make that go away.
Just those few seconds of footage where Scott is engulfed in embers has earned him about $80,000 to date.
Ripley's Believe It or Not. This service-oriented supermarket in Shenyang City, China, has come up with an ingenious new way to make shopping easier for its customers. The market installed train tracks on each of the store's 5 floors. Customers ride down the aisles in private cars, selecting items as they go. So far, shoppers seem to prefer this sit-down style of shopping. Customers say it's less stressful and more entertaining than walking around with a shopping cart. There is one major drawback, however. If you miss an item, you'll have to repeat the ride all the way through the store. Nevertheless, designers of the coaster carts are hoping the idea will catch on around the world.
Internet chat rooms can change a person's life. Ripley's found a woman who says that a cyberspace connection actually saved her life. And the odds of her finding this Cupid with a cure were 1 in a billion.
For Teresa Dravik, logging into an internet chat room turned out to be not only the luckiest, but the healthiest thing she ever did. That's where she met the 1 in a billion person who could actually save her life. Teresa was in trouble. After years of fighting a losing battle against kidney disease, her only hope of escaping death was finding someone who was a perfect match to her blood and tissue type, someone who would then donate one of their kidneys to Teresa. But finding that person was proving to be impossible.
The doctors gave up on me. They actually sent me home to die. That's how seriously ill I was.
She was first diagnosed with kidney failure in 1981. Teresa received one transplant from a cadaver, but it failed in 1992. The only thing that could save her was to find a living donor.
I needed the transplant as soon as possible because of the risk of infection, and I was getting sicker.
Teresa spent much of her time on the internet, talking to relatives and searching for information that might help save her life. One day, she signed into a chat room based in the United Kingdom and met Ian Fleming, a professional bike racer from Manchester, England. Although Teresa was 4,000 miles away in York, Pennsylvania, the two were soon emailing each other every chance they had.
We had a lot in common. I shared my health problems with Ian right away because I wanted him to know, that I'm not a healthy person, and that is a part of me.
You've got to see the background where I come from. Is that my dad, since I was young, has always been ill. So Teresa's medical problems were mild, as far as I was concerned.
Their online friendship quickly blossomed into romance. After several months of emails, phone calls, and swapped photos, Ian decided to meet Teresa face-to-face. Ian was on a mission and secretly hoped this trip would change his life.
I'm going to be honest there. I probably knew before I came over that I was probably going to ask Teresa to marry me.
The couple spent Christmas of 1997 together. Then Ian popped the big question while he and Teresa were at a New Year's Eve party.
He said, "Teresa, will you marry me?" And it took about 3 seconds, and I said yes.
But just as the happy couple was making wedding plans, came heartbreaking news. Doctors found a tumor on Teresa's one remaining kidney. She would die unless a suitable donor was found immediately.
I watched Teresa's health really go downhill. And I thought, I'm not going to lose her now. And I said to Teresa, let me be tested to be a donor.
But the odds against him being a perfect match were overwhelming.
The chances of Ian matching were 1,000,000,000 to 1.
As if by a miracle, against all odds, Ian was a perfect match.
He had a blood type which was compatible with Teresa's, and therefore the transplant could be done.
Not only was Ian able to give her his love, he was also going to donate his kidney to save her life.
I've been practicing nephrology and transplantation for 30 years, and I've never had this situation come up before.
After 2 months of marriage, Teresa and Ian were wheeled into surgery. Doctors worked for 2 hours to remove Ian's kidney, and another 3 hours to transplant the organ into Teresa's body. There was a 50-50 chance her body would reject Ian's kidney. But despite the odds, Teresa's body accepted it without complications.
We like the fact that living kidneys work right away. That helps us a great deal.
Teresa and Ian were up walking around just days after their operation, and doctors say their long-term prognosis is excellent.
All the way to the top, Teresa.
Almost 2 years after a chance meeting online with a man halfway around the world, the only person who could give her the gift of life and love, the union of Teresa and Ian was now a complete success.
We were made for each other, and I'm just glad to have Teresa. There's not much more to say. So, I just love Teresa. So.
Yeah, I love you too.
Cycling has become Teresa's second passion, and she plans to compete in the Transplant Olympics.
Still ahead, the amazing story of a mutt on a mission, sniffing out and saving sick and stray cats.
She must have been a cat lady in a prior life. Come on, Jimmy, let's take them to the vet.
But something strange is going on inside this silo. Ripley reveals this family's secret obsession. And they call this man the Tube. Why? Because he's about to turn his stomach inside out and suck his lunch out through his nose.
This is the very end that actually goes in the nose.
It's all ahead on Ripley's Believe It or Not.
On the WB Monday night, The time has come. A prophecy is fulfilled. A child is born.
To protect it, right?
Now, the forces of darkness will seek a newborn power.
This whole thing has been a miracle.
Witness the birth of Angel's son. The episode that changes everything. Angel on the WB Monday night.
Some kids think smoking weed makes you cool. What about those who think you already are?
Martin Lawrence is going back in time.
What day is it?
It is 1328.
And to defeat an evil king.
Let the execution commence.
I gotta go!
He's gonna team up with a total stranger. Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, that's tight.
Black Knight.
We was a great team back there, right? Like Shaq and Kobe.
Rated PG-13. Wednesday, only in theaters.
Guys, never leave them to their own devices. Next time, try a get-together game, like categories, where a single letter determines every answer. Get-together games. Plan on having fun.
It hit me when my wife got pregnant. Just knowing that my son was on the way inspired me to lose weight and get healthy. I tried all these different things and nothing was working. I thought I was doomed. Then I saw a Slim Fast commercial and I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. I lost over 50 pounds on the Slim Fast plan. I found a whole new reason for living. I'm real high energy now. I drink Slim Fast every day. The shakes really satisfy me. There's about a gazillion vitamins and minerals and healthy stuff. It's just great. It's a wonderful thing.
Slim Fast every day. Get healthy.
You really can do it.
Regina's in love with another man?
Oh, no. My Regina. She creepy.
And all new Steve Harvey, tonight on the new WB Sunday.
You're watching Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Ripley's has found a true cat lover who has searched the streets for strays every single night for the last 10 years. We'd like to give this animal lover a humanitarian award, except for the fact that she's a dog.
It's one of the world's oldest rivalries. Cats and dogs usually don't get along. But unlike most other canines, this scruffy little dog loves cats. In fact, Ginny has saved the lives of more than 640 felines. Her owner, Phil Gonzalez, says she's truly one of a kind.
I think that Ginny is an angel, or she must have been a cat lady in a prior life.
In fact, this heroic pooch is the only dog in the world known to actively seek out and rescue injured and abandoned cats. And in the process, she's changed her owner's life forever.
The way I describe what Ginny did for me is I was her first true rescue, because she rescued me out of depression. And I think that if I wouldn't have had Ginny, I wouldn't have been here right now.
Ginny's amazing story began 10 years ago when Philip was suffering from severe depression.
A friend of mine suggested that I go to the local shelter and adopt a dog.
Ginny was just what the doctor ordered, and Philip credits their daily walks with helping him get back on track. On one such walk, Ginny showed Phil she had a special gift for nurturing cats.
She saw a cat in a vacant lot and she was lunging towards it, and I dropped the leash by accident. And she runs towards this cat, and instead of trying to bite the cat, she started licking the cat and cleaning it. Like that little kitty, huh?
Just like this actual rescue of a lost kitten, Ginny often finds strays in trash cans and dumpsters in her Long Beach, New York neighborhood.
Come on, Ginny, let's take him to the vet.
Dr. Louis Gelfand has cared for the hundreds of cats rescued by Ginny.
One of the most impressive would be when Ginny went down into the air conditioning ducts in one of the reconstructed buildings here in Long Beach and brought out a severely injured cat. It wasn't at this stage able to walk properly or feed itself properly. And Ginny came out with this thing in its mouth and The cat now lives in the home and is functioning fine.
Yes, I found this one. I didn't have a carrier to put him in. He has a collar.
Soon after her first rescue, Ginny made finding felines a full-time job, sometimes bringing in as many as 8 cats in a single week.
Come on, Ginny.
Ginny's unique ability inspired Philip to join her, and each night the two go out on patrol looking for cats in need. Phil acts as Ginny's sidekick, bringing fresh food and water to area strays. Ginny even has her own charity called the Ginny Fund. The proceeds pay for medical care for the sick and hurt cats she finds.
There appears to be a slightly abnormal maternal instinct between Ginny and the cats that she brings in. She certainly cares for them a great deal.
Most of the cats are put up for adoption, but others end up here in Philip's apartment. As many as 30 cats may live here at any given time. Surprisingly, the cats don't seem to mind all the attention. Ginny is an award-winning hero and certainly the first dog to ever be named Cat of the Year.
It was broadcast all over the world. People knew about her. I got letters from Germany, Finland, Australia, Japan, Hong Kong.
And though she is getting on in years, Ginny is showing no sign that she'll ever stop helping her feline friends.
Ginny thinks she's the mother of all cats. Good girl. A good girl.
Phil serves up 1,018 cans of cat food per week.
Enter Robert Ripley's archives.
Let's go to the town.
Robert Ripley, leave it or not. Leave it or not.
The year is 1958, and hula hoops are taking the world by storm. And this German Shepherd doesn't want to be left out of the action. One Sunday afternoon in Holland, Max watches his owner play with her hula hoop. Always up for a challenge, Max decides to head for the backyard and find his own version of the popular toy, a discarded barrel wren. After a failed first attempt, Max quickly gets the hang of things, to the delight of the other animals in the yard. Max's masterful demonstration proves that what's entertaining to man can also be great fun for man's best friend.
Now, many fathers hope that their kids follow in their footsteps or take over the family business. But in his next case, those steps are a little trickier to follow, and a wrong move might mean a 40-foot fall.
There's something strange going on at the Wolf family farm in Marshfield, Wisconsin. You can hear it coming from inside the grain silo. But instead of finding grain here, you're more likely to find 18-year-old Travis Wolf walking tall. 40 feet tall, to be exact. Travis is a stilt-walker. Not just any stilt-walker, he's the best there is in the United States.
Awesome.
But then again, he's been working at it since he could first stand up.
I started walking on stilts when I was about 11 months old. I took my second step, and then my dad built me my first pair of stilts that consisted of 2-inch square building blocks.
Travis's dad, Ed Wolf, is also a stilt-walker. His passion was ignited as a kid working at the family sawmill, and he built his first pair of stilts out of scrap lumber.
I began walking on stilts just for the fun of it throughout playing around on my spare time, and my dad had the sawmill, so we found some wood laying around, and I would practice around the sawmill and take some practice falls into the sawdust pile.
Ed became so good at stilt walking, he began to perform at parades, festivals, and competitions. Then he met wife Anne Marie.
Hey, you guys.
Although Anne Marie couldn't perform with Ed, she did help develop her replacement. First, there was son Travis. Travis was followed by Tony, then Ashley, then Jordan. All 4 kids soon learned the sawmill wasn't the only family business.
When I first started walking on stilts, I was 7 years old.
I started walking on stilts when I was 3 years old. I was 2 or 3 years old when I started walking on stilts.
A healthy rivalry now has these siblings trying to outstep each other. Brother Travis is the current king of the hill, and this empty grain silo is his stomping ground.
Inside the silo, it's great to know that you're fully safe and that you will not hit the ground at all if you tip over.
and the stilts are as heavy as they are lengthy. The tallest ones weigh in at a whopping 57 pounds each.
They're pretty heavy.
And all that weight can make practice a grueling experience.
Physically walking on stilts is kind of hard. Your legs get tired after a while.
You got to work your way up, starting from the 1 foot all the way up to the 40 foot that we've done. You just practice, practice.
Ed is now the patriarch of a stilt-walking dynasty. And all of the kids want to follow in Dad's stilted footsteps. For 20 years, Steady Eddie Wolf held the record for stilt walking. But in 1998, Ed's record of 40 feet 9.5-inch stilts was finally broken. Wearing a harness for safety, Ed's own son Travis took away his dad's title.
Got a new record. Got 26 steps.
One of my dreams was to have him break my world record, and he definitely did it, and it just made my day, or made my life.
It was kind of neat just to follow in my dad's footsteps.
But Travis may soon face some stiff competition.
The way it looks, my youngest brother, Jordan, he's going to be the rivalry. He's going to come up, and he's the one that wants to break the record someday.
Yeah, I want to break my brother's record when I'm about 15, 16.
Fat chance, says Travis, because he's not giving up the title without a fight.
I've only had the record for 2 years now or so, I want to keep it myself for a little while.
No matter who holds the record, his children's enthusiasm for the pastime he loves has Ed Wolf walking tall.
It's the greatest feeling that Dad could ever have.
Still ahead, this Hindu holy man stood on his feet for 7 straight years. But his most agonizing achievement was yet to come. And how one exotic painter is turning her body into a body of artwork, next on Ripley's.
Come on, you can do it. Just 30 seconds of Listerine, twice a day. Sure, it's a little intense, but think of all the germs you're killing. Listerine even kills the germs that can cause plaque and the gum disease gingivitis. That's right, you're fighting plaque and gingivitis every time. Keep it up, keep it up. Don't wimp out now. There. See? You can handle it. Germs can't. Listerine. Worth the time, every time.
In a place where the thrill is all that matters, Rick Wambus and his friends are the best of the best. They know what they want.
Guys, if this is gonna be it, let's make it count.
And they're always willing
Put him in Rick's car.
to push things over the edge.
1, 2, 3.
Out Cold, rated PG-13. On November 21st, the competition is on.
Hungry for travel savings? Greyhound has super friendly fares starting at $49 to thousands of places when you plan ahead, which leaves money for more tasty things, right? I'll take that as a yes.
Who is it? Inspector Collect. I'm here to teach you about calling Collect.
What's wrong with dialing 0?
Use 1-800-COLLECT. Save your mama at least a buck or two.
That's so easy.
Use your head. Dial 1-800-COLLECT.
Tonight, from the guys who brought you American Pie.
I need a man like you. Too bad Liz won't share.
Oh, won't you?
Eddie K. Thomas and John Cho think a lot alike.
You want one check or should I split it? 3 ways.
And all new Off Center. Tonight on the new WB Sunday. One romantic disaster leads to another.
You fixed this, Luce, but we're not going to be friends.
Next, Seventh Heaven.
Monday at 5 on WB 55.
Tonight on the 10 o'clock news, the man known for getting houses stuck on roads in Charlotte, well, he's at it again here where this latest home is headed. Plus, the latest strikes could force members of the Taliban to surrender.
Meteorologist Bob Van Dillen. We saw temperatures in the mid-60s today. We're looking at the chance of rain tomorrow night. I'll tell you about that in the forecast.
And if you still haven't gotten that important flu shot, there will soon be another opportunity. We hope you join us for those stories and much more tonight on your 10 o'clock news.
Seems
like if you buy an affordable SUV, you'll wind up with a stupendously ugly vehicle or a sadly underwhelming vehicle. However, the Kia Sportage is a real sport utility vehicle that lives up to its name for under 15 grand. Plus, it's backed by the unbelievable 10-year, 100,000-mile long-haul warranty. So stop by Paramount Kia in Hickory and take it for a spin. It's not just an SUV. It's a superior, uncompromising vehicle, a solid, unparalleled vehicle. Paramount Kia in Hickory.
The numbers are in. 15 years, Ford outselling the competition. Numbers are 0% financing on the 2002 Ford Focus. Number 1 in its class, the most interior room. 100,000 miles extended service plan. 0% financing plus extended service. Numbers are in at your Carolina Ford dealer. 0% financing on the 2002 Focus.
Stories you can't imagine, people you won't believe. Ripley's Believe It or Not. In the heart of India lives a Hindu priest named Lotan Baba, who believes he can purify his spirits and those of his followers through ritualized self-punishment. Baba first drew attention when he remained standing in front of a temple for an astounding 2,326 days. That's nearly 7 years. Then he undertook a mission so inspiring, it brought him respect through all of India. Baba set out on a 2,500-mile journey to the high temple of Vaishnu Devi, located in the Himalayas. But what's most amazing about his journey is how Baba decided to travel. By rolling on his side the entire way. Bandages wrapped around his thighs and arms were Baba's only protection, rolling for several hours each day, occasionally stopping for water and meditation. 240 grueling days later, the exhausted holy man and his followers finally reached the temple. Despite his amazing sacrifice, Baba was not granted any special privileges and was required to wait in line a full day to get in. After worshiping, Baba and his men began their trek home. This time he was draped with flowers and rode a carriage back to his hometown. Baba is now considered a great source of inspiration for thousands of his countrymen.
It's time to meet an artist named Angel. She paints with her breasts. I'm sure she'll have no trouble finding people to volunteer to be her canvas.
A fish? A martini? A hurricane? These works of art may not end up in the Smithsonian, but they are in great demand. That's because the painter doesn't use a brush to create. She paints with her breasts.
My artwork really is a celebration of nature and everyday things. And, you know, when you start looking around the world, it seems everything is in kind of like in a circular pattern. And I just wanted to come up with these fun things and show them the world.
Angel Tolentino has always enjoyed handcrafting unique gifts for friends. One day, inspiration struck, and what she calls breast art was born.
My sister was taking these sponges and dipping them into paint and pressing them onto canvas. And she was just making this artwork, and I thought, well, maybe my breasts could do the same thing.
Angel has painted whimsical designs from insects to flowers to fruit, but Angel's anatomically created illustrations are more difficult to accomplish than they appear.
You know, sometimes it doesn't quite turn out the way you want it, because you can't really even see the detail, so we're going to start all over again.
Angel experimented with different methods of applying paint to her breast before settling on the stamp pad technique that she now uses. First, she places a thin layer of paint on a metal cookie sheet. This is where she draws the pattern that she will transfer to the canvas with her breast.
This is what I call my boobie.
Angel's friends and family are not at all embarrassed by her body-bearing compositions. They are actually very supportive, especially her fiancé, Woody Coker.
It is wholesome. It's modest, and she's actually quite shy.
When Angel began her distinctive chest creations, she had no idea how much attention she would receive.
The world seems to be fascinated with breasts in general. I think breasts are really a symbol of womanhood, and everybody knows that. But it goes beyond that because women use them to nurture their children. That way I could just show that symbolically on paper, and when people look at it and say, oh, this is fun art, but also keep in mind that there's a message behind all that.
Demand for Angel's artwork is so high that she sells prints on the internet, donating 30% of the proceeds to breast cancer research.
Next, what's this man pumping out of his insides? The same stuff he's pouring into these cocktail glasses. The gut-wrenching demonstration some may find hard to stomach.
That was just wrong.
When Ripley's returns.
I run 100-mile marathons. I wasn't always in this shape. After my son was born, I needed to lose weight. I lost 44 pounds on the Slim Fast plan. That was 9 years ago. And I've used Slim Fast ever since. I drink it every day. I love it. I started training and kept Slim Fast as part of my healthy diet. Food is fuel for me. Slim Fast is balanced. It has the vitamins I need, the nutrients, and calcium for my bones. Slim Fast helps keep me in top form.
Slim Fast every day. Get healthy.
Some kids think smoking weed makes you cool. What about those who think you already are?
Looking for the most action-packed DVD of the year?
Absolutely.
Look no further. With over 3 hours of bonus features, Tomb Raider is the DVD to own. Angelina Jolie is Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. Buy it today.
Blake, it's time you knew.
Advanced breath care, but...
Stop. It transformed Arm & Hammer baking soda into 3 hours of power for fresher breath.
I'm speechless.
Good. Take a minute.
New Advanced Breath Care, 3-hour power guaranteed.
It's the gift of a grandchild's laugh. It's the gift of a sister's advice. It's the holiday gift they'll really love. Time together, thanks to Verizon Wireless.
Now get 3,500 total monthly minutes for just $35 monthly access on select digital plans, so you can call anyone, anywhere in the U.S. and talk all you want with nationwide long distance included, and get a free Motorola phone with activation after mail-in rebate.
So give your loved ones the gift they really want. You, Verizon Wireless. Join in.
There's only one way to a Hogwarts Castle adventure. Look in specially marked Coca-Cola multi-packs for the winning Sorcerer's Stone, and you could experience the magic of Harry Potter.
Next, Regina's planning a secret getaway with another man.
Oh, no. Always thought I'd be the first one to stray.
Uh-oh, romantic cabin? What will Steve find behind the door? And all new Steve Harvey. Next on the new WB Sunday.
Unbelievable people doing unbelievable things. These men and women can perform these extraordinary acts because they have dedicated their lives to understanding all of the risks involved. So remember, never tempt fate and never attempt any of the dangerous activities you have seen on Ripley's. Believe it. Enter Robert Ripley's archives.
Let's go to the show. Robert Ripley. Leave it or not. Leave it or not.
The year is 1939. Harry Jones is a dedicated man who does his stretching every morning. Of course, he can stretch a bit further than most. Some claim he is double-jointed, but it is merely a constant limbering and stretching that permits him to accomplish feats an untrained person couldn't possibly emulate. His extreme flexibility of joints is also attributed to a rather shallow interlocking at the joints in combination with long ligaments. Always an impressive combination. However, it's his ability to hyperextend his spine and rotate his waist 180 degrees which really catches people's attention.
Nearly every kid has been scolded at the dinner table not to play with their food. Well, apparently for little Matthew Crowley, that warning went in one nostril and out the other. Yeah, I said nostril. And I hope you finish your dinner because you won't want seconds after this.
Matt Crowley has an unimaginable way of consuming food. He can devour this table of condiments and more through his nose.
I've always been interested in science, the way the world works, chemistry, medicine.
Got anything for a runny nose?
Probably the most meaningful part of the whole day is being able to help people out, answering their questions, talking about their concerns.
The most common treatment for that is going to be antihistamines.
Matt is no ordinary pharmacist. Actually, he's no ordinary human being. His fascination with the human body has led to a demonstration that is best seen, not described.
I'm not out to try to horrify people, and I honestly, genuinely hope that people are entertained. That's what I hope to do.
Just what is Matt doing? It is called a gastric lavage, a practice that usually requires a medical device used for pumping out people's stomachs. A recent newlywed living in Seattle, Matt and his wife enjoy a quiet life at home when he's not working. It was as a pharmacy student that Matt first became familiar with the gastric lavage.
Lavage is what usually happens when someone gets something in their stomach that really shouldn't be there. The common term is called stomach pumping. That's where some tubing is put into a person, and with suction they pull what's in the stomach out, and that is called lavage. The opposite of that is called gavage, in which you put something into the stomach.
During college, someone gave Matt a gag gift. Literally, it was a stomach pump obtained from a local hospital.
I tried it, and I put the tubing in one nostril, and I couldn't even get it into my throat. I tried the other nostril, I can get it to my throat, but it made me gag so much, I just set it aside.
But the gift led to an obsession, and Matt decided to manufacture his own gastric lavage unit, specifically designed to fit his internal proportions. What Matt does is so visually shocking it may look like an illusion, but he explained how every stomach-churning moment is real.
This is the barrel, and this is about 7 feet of very soft tubing. This is the very end that actually goes in the nose. We fill this with liquid. My assistant plunges it like this, pulls it back out here, and we are able to evacuate a large amount of the liquid that goes into me.
Matt rounded up an audience of his peers to demonstrate his talent step by step.
Good evening, I'm Matt the Tube Crowley. This is what I call the tube demonstration.
The tubing goes 7 feet inside Matt's body. Using a stomach pump on yourself is extremely dangerous and certainly not recommended by doctors. He starts by filling up the chamber with carbonated soda, then an antacid, then chocolate syrup, and finally, ketchup.
Your body is saying, shouldn't be there. Your mind tells you to pull it out, stop doing this.
40 ounces of Matt's concoction are plunged down the tube.
It's like going from an empty stomach to the feeling of a full Thanksgiving dinner in about 20 seconds. It does become painful up until the time that the pressure is removed by pulling out the contents.
But Matt's not done yet. What goes in is now coming out. The liquid is being sucked back into the canister.
Thank you.
But wait, he's not finished. The final and most unbelievable part of Matt's demonstration requires assistance from someone in the audience.
Anybody care to have a drink?
All right, we've got a volunteer. Excellent.
A toast.
This demonstration was too much to stomach for some of Hollywood's most seasoned performers.
Yeah,
That was just wrong. That was just disgusting. I don't know what to say. It was amazing. It really was. Disgusting, but amazing. I have no idea why he ever wanted to do that.
When I can do something that makes someone else look at me in awe, that's a really profound experience that goes beyond just having fun.
Nice work.
Thank you.
Take a look at this box. It just seems like a big chest with a hole cut in the middle. But notice something. That cutout is just large enough to fit someone's head through. And locks and chains were designed to go here and here. This is a Mongolian torture box collected by Robert Ripley himself in the 1930s during one of his world tours. Now, you'd think that a torture device would have spikes or something inside, but not in this case. After being locked inside, the wooden chest and the helpless victim were left in the great Mongolian desert to slowly starve to death, with the victim's head exposed underneath the merciless Mongolian desert sun. Unbelievable? Believe it.
With elemental magic at your command, battle dark forces in the first chapter of Golden Sun from Game Boy Advance. Rated E for everyone.
Take him for the summer. Make him smile.
George has a son he can't understand.
I want you to be happy. You're not.
Sam has a father he can't relate to.
I don't even know you.
This is such a street of whiners.
This fall, they'll both get a second chance.
He's insane.
Why are you so tight?
Pretty, isn't she? For a girl.
Kevin Kline, Kristen Scott Thomas, and Hayden Christensen open the door to the most remarkable movie of the year, Life as a House, rated R. Now playing.
Will this get Nikki and Dwight evicted?
Sex in a public area. What are we, raccoons?
An all-new Nikki right after Steve Harvey, tonight on the WB.
They tried our refreshing blue flavor. They tried our minty green flavor. Then we told them both we're Listerine. Cool Mint and Fresh Burst Listerine. All of Listerine's germ-killing power with great taste.
Hungry for travel savings? Greyhound has super friendly fares starting at $49 to thousands of places when you plan ahead, which leaves money for more tasty things, right? I'll take that as a yes.
On the WB's new Tuesday, a whodunit turns the town against each other.
You stole a gnome from Batman's garden?
He hooted one of my dance classes.
I heard he controls the weather and wrote the screenplay to glitter.
And all new Gilmore Girls. Then,
someone close to you is going to die.
a disturbing vision resurrects a killer from the past.
You can't say that, Mrs. Cain. No!
An all-new Smallville. After an all-new Gilmore Girls on the WB's new Tuesday.
No boundaries, no problem. 0% financing has been extended. It's the perfect time to get the SUV that's perfect for you. Get 0% financing on the #1 selling sport utility in the world, Ford Explorer. Now with a lower, wider stance for a smoother ride. Get 0% financing on Ford Expedition with a double 5-star front crash test rating and #1 in initial quality by J.D. Power. Also, get 0% financing on Ford Excursion. It's truck season at your Carolina Ford dealer.
Spend your minutes with Alltel's 5,000 bonus night and weekend minutes free on select rate plans. Plus, sign up now and you'll also get a free digital phone. Alltel, are you connected?
No No boundaries? No problem. 0% financing has been extended. It's the perfect time to get the SUV that's perfect for you. Get 0% financing on the #1 selling sport utility in the world, Ford Explorer. Now with a lower, wider stance for a smoother ride. Get 0% financing on Ford Expedition with a double 5-star front crash test rating and #1 in initial quality by J.D. Power. Also, get 0% financing on Ford Excursion. It's truck season at your Carolina Ford dealer.
A Chicago man finds more than loose change under his couch. Hear what prized possession he found that belonged to one football legend. That story ahead on the 10 o'clock news.
On the WB Monday night, everyone's competing for attention. Music sensation Joy Enriquez guest stars.
Joy, what kind of name is that?
A name for the look on Robbie's face.
An all-new Seventh Heaven. Then, the time has come. Witness the birth of Angel's child. The episode that changes everything. An all-new Angel. After an all-new Seventh Heaven on the WB Monday night.
Welcome to the new WB Sunday. First up, an all-new Steve Harvey. Then, Off-Center is surrounded by Nickies, starting with a videotape that got them evicted.
Sex in a public area. What are we, raccoons?